Everyone, welcome back to Cloud Institution again. So, Cloud Institution is the best software institution. So, today in this video, as part of the Terraform series, we're going to see another interesting topic, that is Terraform random providers. Okay, so we're going to see what is Terraform random providers and what is the purpose of it. Okay, so Terraform random providers allows you to use of randomness with the Terraform configuration. So, what do you mean by randomness? For example, if you wanted to create some resources, okay, so that resource name has to be kind of a random. Okay, so if you want to add some more additional names, for example, if you were creating a S3 bucket, that S3 bucket has to be unique across, so across the globe, right? So you cannot create the same S3 bucket, with the same name which is already been exist. So in such cases, what we use there, so what we can do to create is that, so we can create a S3 bucket, so we can create a S3 bucket with the random providers. Okay, that's used to allow, resource to be having a unique name. Okay, so we can see some of this configuration of this one. Okay, so it provides the resources to generate random values during the creation, and then it holds these values steady until the inputs changed. All right, so now let's go back to our terminal. Okay, so now if you want to use randomness, okay, so random, I'm going to show you how the random is going to be working. So if you want to create a randomness, you need to use a random provider. Okay, so here, as you can see, I've just exampled of AWS and Azure RM, and then the random. Okay, so random is the provider that will be used to initialize the randomness of the sources. Okay, resources, I mean. So here you can see the random has been downloaded, and then I've just previously I've just used some different version. Okay, so that's why two random providers version has been created. All right, now, so now the current version is 3.4.3, right? So now if you can go back to the resource, okay, what is the random resource? So if you can just copy, and you can go back to your browser, and you can just type it, right? So you can see the random providers resource will be created. Okay, so this was something which I'm going to use. Okay, so resource random string, and the random is going to be, okay, it's going to be length of 16, and the special character is true, and then the override special, I don't want these things, so I'm just taking it up as it is, right? So I go back to here. Okay, right now I'm going to create one IAM user. Okay, so but I'm going to create a randomness also. Okay, after I replace it, we'll see how it's going to work. Okay, now if you go to do Terraform plan. Okay, so meanwhile it's going with Terraform plan. We also go and see that, so the IAM user, there is no IAM user has been created, right? So there is no user has got created. Now what you can see, the Terraform plan is successful. As you can see here, the cloud institution, the IAM user will be created, and then a random string is be created. Okay, so but I'm not referencing this random to this string. So what I'm going to do is that, so this is the one user, I'm going to get another user. Okay, so now it's going to be, okay, IAM user. Okay, instead of I'm giving one, so what I'm going to give is that, I'm going to give the random string for this one. Okay, so if you want to give a random string, I'm going to reference like random string dot id. Okay, so this is what something which I'm going to use. So now what happens? Okay, so if you're creating an IAM user, okay, so the cloud institution should be hyphen random. So this is the IAM user will be created, is the randomness will be created. Okay, now if you can see here, Terraform plan again. Okay, so Terraform plan is going to create a two IAM users, so with a random, one is not, so one is the straightforward user, is the user one, and then one is, the name is going to be known after apply, because the random string is not been created yet. Okay, now if you can go and do a Terraform apply, okay, Terraform apply, as you can see here, there is no user has been created. All right, so now what are we going to do is, so I'm giving yes. Okay, now you can see that two IAM user will be created, but one user will be completely, completely with a random name. Okay, so as you can see here, one user is created, that's user one. Okay, it's got completed, right? So one is user one, another one is the random string. Okay, now whenever this particular thing is being changed, so this random value will be added. Okay, user hyphen this particular thing. So this particular feature will be very helpful for your S3 buckets, right? So if you're creating S3 buckets, so this particular randomness will be used to create a unique, the unique S3 bucket name. Okay, so for IAM users as well, if you want to create some IAM user with a temporary access, and you can create some random string like this, and then you can just hand over that user to the user. Okay, so that's what something which we are going to see it here, right? So that's what called randomness. Okay, so now you see what is a random provider. Okay, so now if you can see go back to the output, I can see here. Okay, so random string is got created, but we don't know. But once we referenced it, so then we are seeing the random ID that has been associated with this IAM user. Right? So, so hope this video was really helpful for you to to understand how random provider works with Terraform. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. Now, if you like to watch more videos on Terraform, please so please like, comment, share, subscribe to our channel, and so see you again in the next video.